Hi, hello, welcome in. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, welcome in. My name's Charlotte. I create mainly vlogging content and some bookish content here on YouTube, and I do just like a bit of everything over on TikTok. And welcome back if you're a returning viewer, and hopefully this tutorial will be of some use to you. I get so many questions on here, on TikTok, on Instagram about my hair care, how I style my hair, what products I use, like hair tips for health and growth and all of that kind of stuff. And I just wash my hair, so I thought now would be a good time to show you my routine. If you're really an OG viewer, like 2 years plus, you'll remember that on TikTok I exclusively only used to make hair content. I was like trying to do hair content creation, and it was content that was really, really popular. And honestly, I took a step back from that because I just got a bit bored of it. It wasn't like filling me with joy. I don't tend to change my routine or my products that much as well, so it's quite difficult to keep making hair content. I'm going to start by showing you my pre-wash hair routine. For context, I usually wash my hair about once a week. That's what's good for my hair. That's what's good for my schedule. I tend to wash and style it all in one go, and then that keeps me settled and solid for about a week. Some people will find they need to wash their hair more, some people less. I think there's a lot of discourse around how often you should wash your hair, and to be honest, I feel like everyone has a different scalp. It's the same as skincare, so stick to your routine, stick to what works well for you. My hair does get a bit greasy throughout the week, so I just extend its life with dry shampoo. And then I'm also going to be showing you how I preserve my blowout throughout the week, because I don't do anything else to my hair throughout the week. To be honest, I'd rather style it once a week and do like quite a big routine just once, and then be able to just set it and forget it. I'll put chapters in the video so you can see which portions I'm talking about hair care, which portions we're getting to the blowout, and then talking about how I preserve my blowout. So if you want to skip forward, do. So to start with pre-wash, I oil my hair. So I oiled my hair this morning when I got up. I went about, did my errands, carried on with my day. I don't tend to leave hair oil in my hair overnight. This is the hair oil I'm using at the moment. This is just the rosemary oil from Boots. I do feel like rosemary oil has been debunked in its effectiveness at promoting hair growth. I'm not 100% sure, but to be honest, any oil will work well. I used to use almond oil. I used to use hair syrup as well. I really liked that product. Really nice product. Good applicators on their bottles as well. But this was just cheap and available, so I got this one. I think if you are prone to greasy or oily hair, a lot of people are a little bit frightened or don't want to go for a hair oil because they feel like it will weigh their hair down a bit more. And I kind of tend to view your scalp health the same as your skin health. Sometimes when your skin is dry, it overproduces sebum, and that can make your skin really greasy. So it seems counterintuitive to put a moisturizer or oil on your skin when your skin is already greasy, but sometimes it just needs a bit more balance. For me, scalp health is really important, and I think it's really helped because I get quite flaky in the front bit of my parting, and just a little bit of oil helps. You'll see I also have some breakage at the back of my neck just from like knots and brushing it and scarves and just, you know, ragging a brush through it. So I try concentrate a little bit of the rosemary oil there. I usually do about 2 or 3 pipettes all up the parting on the crown of my head, and then I just go to town and give it like a good 5 to 10 minute massage with my fingers. There's talk of the blood flow to your scalp from the massage stimulating the follicles, creating growth, all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. I left this on about 3 or 4 hours. I never bother doing it longer. Next on to shampoo and conditioner. These are all drugstore, like high street brands at the moment. I'm not particularly wed to one set of products. I like to try a lot of different products. I tend to get what's on offer. This is what I'm using at the moment, and actually this is a combo that I really like. If you don't shampoo your hair twice, I would really recommend it. It's the same kind of principle as double cleansing your face, especially if you've got oil in your hair or you tend to leave longer between your washes, or you're using like gels in the week, you get a lot of product buildup. The first shampoo acts as the first kind of cleanse, and you don't need 2 different shampoos to do this. I just like to do 2 different shampoos. My first shampoo is the OGX apple cider vinegar shampoo. Sorry if the lights make it hard to read, but I picked this up because I saw it was new, or it was new in the store that I was in anyway, and about halfway through, and I really, really like this. I was really pleasantly surprised. I got it because it's kind of like a clarify and shine type shampoo. I always like to use some kind of like detox clarifying shampoo for my first cleanse. I'm looking for anything that has like apple cider vinegar, mint, charcoal in it. I used to use the Herbal Essences mint and tea tree shampoo. I loved that so much, but I think they've discontinued it. It just gives the feeling of my hair being really, really clean. Another favourite shampoo of mine that is a much higher price point is the K18 detoxing shampoo. I love that shampoo so much. I've never tried these ones as well, but some other suggestions that I've heard are really good is the Body Shop ginger shampoo. That's like a detoxing one, clarifying shampoo, and a Aveeno also do a hair care range that has an apple cider vinegar one, but this smells like, I don't know if anyone else used to use it, the Alberto Balsam apple shampoo. It smells exactly the same. I think it's worth noting that if you're the kind of person that has to wash your hair every day or every other day, maybe using like a detox clarifying shampoo isn't going to be great for your hair health at the frequency you wash it. This is gentle enough that it's okay for me once a week, but some of them are quite stripping and can make your hair quite dry, so just bear that in mind. For my second shampoo, I'm using the L'Oreal Elvive Dream Length. I really like this. This is like my third bottle. Just feel like it makes my hair really shiny, like this combination, and I always get comments on my hair being quite shiny. I will say a large portion of it is these beauty lights. This specifies it's for long damaged hair. My hair isn't so damaged at the moment, but it definitely does get a few split ends just from not getting it trimmed often enough. But yeah, I feel like you don't need a lot of this as well, and that's a big thing for me. I have quite a lot of hair, so if I have to get through loads and loads of shampoo for it to work effectively, it automatically drops down a couple of points, but I don't have to use a lot of this at all. If you're someone that struggles with volume in your hair, the second shampoo is where I'd recommend using like a volumizing shampoo, or, you know, whatever effect you want to have. So your first one should be the cleansing, your second one can be whatever shampoo you like. I had a couple of comments asking for recommendations on volume shampoos and like how to add volume to your hair, and it's not something I have loads of experience in. My hair is naturally quite voluminous, but it is long and it is heavy. And one shampoo I did like, which is not on the cheaper end unfortunately, is the Hair by Sam McKnight Cool Girl Volumizing Shampoo. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. I do feel like this made my hair really light and airy, and it kept a lot of height. And then for conditioner, I used to be a die-hard Garnier Hair Food Banana Mask person, but they reformulated it. And I went through 2 tubs of the new formula trying to see if I liked it, and I just didn't. I don't like the new formula. It just doesn't do the same thing for me that it used to, which is so sad. But a conditioner I'm really liking at the moment is the Aveeno Rose Water and Chamomile Blend Shampoo. I picked this up because it's new and I saw it was on offer, and I really like Aveeno body product. This is a smoothing conditioner for frizzy and flyaway hair. I often opt for a smoothing conditioner. My hair is quite coarse, I have quite a lot of it, and it's naturally wavy, so I find I am prone to just like a bit of that frizzy bulk around the mid-lengths. It's been a bit trial and error. A lot of smoothing products have a lot of silicones and stuff in them, which is not a bad thing. I think there is a lot of misinformation about smoothing and surfactants in hair care, but a lot of the times it's necessary to get the effects you want. By no means am I saying that any of these products are necessary, that you have to go out and buy these, but this is a combination that works really well for my hair, and a lot of people asked. So yeah, I'm not pushing these on anyone. Do what works for your hair. I'm sure we will all have very different hair needs, especially if you maybe have bleached or dyed hair, or if you're blonde, or if you've got curly hair. Use the products that work for you and the ones you like. I always wrap my hair in one of these. I've got a microfiber one as well. I just find it a bit gentler on my hair than a towel. And then this is my hair. It's still very, very wet, as you can see. It's been in the towel for maybe like an hour. I have very low porosity hair. I've got like low porosity waves. My hair just takes a really long time to not only dry, but also to like actually get wet in the shower. Next part of my routine, not really a necessary step, I think, for a lot of people, but I use the K18 Leave-In Molecular Mask. I really like this product. I don't use it every single time I wash my hair, but I try to do it like every other hair wash if my hair's feeling a bit dry. I definitely use it more in winter than I do in summer. I do 2 pumps, so I do 1 pump per side of my hair because I have a lot of it, and then you're supposed to emulsify it together in your hands, and then I just grab sections of my hair like pat it onto my head. This is the actual way you're meant to use it. I do still condition my hair when I use this. A lot of people will use it in lieu of conditioner, and I think that's the official K18 guidance, is to use it in lieu of conditioner. I tried that a couple of times and I just prefer to use it with conditioner. When I set this up to film, I was like, yeah, it's going to be a really quick, easy video, like 10-15 minutes, and obviously I've just been yapping. I'm just going to brush that through my hair, make sure it's like evenly distributed. Now usually what I do next is leave my hair to air dry for a bit, a couple of hours maybe, but I don't have time to do that today. Next, we've reached the blowout portion of the video, so I'm going to show you how I use my Dyson Airwrap. I know a lot of people don't have a Dyson Airwrap, and I apologise because that makes my blowout portion of the video a little bit inaccessible for some people. I do have a version of this hairdo which I call like a fake blowout that I do with a curling tong, and I do it on air dried hair. So if that's something that you would be interested in seeing, do let me know in the comments, because I can also film that. I love my Dyson. I know a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings about it. It works so well for me. It cuts down my drying time. As someone that is like fundamentally quite lazy about her hair, I don't like doing a proper blow dry with a round brush. To have everything in like one tool, stunning. I'm going to use 2 attachments today. I'm going to use the rough drying attachment and then then the skinny wand. I think this is 20 millimeters because I've also got the 40. This is like the bigger barrel. And if I'm honest, I don't really like this as much. I prefer a tighter curl in my hair just in terms of longevity. And I find that the smaller one holds better. This is great if you want like a really classic flicky blowout, kind of less curly look, but I like a big curly blow. First step, I did get sent this in a PR package. Again, this is one of those things that's not necessary. They haven't like asked me to mention it ever. This is just actually a product that I ended up really liking, and quite a lot of the stuff in there I didn't love. But I have used their products before as a paying customer, so I wouldn't recommend this if I really didn't like it. It's the Lee Stafford blow drying accelerator. There are a lot of these on the market now. I was in Boots today and I saw that a few brands do like a speed dry thing. Colour Wow do them, some of the cheaper brands do them, and as someone with low porosity hair that's always in a rush, this dries my hair so much quicker. It like almost halves my drying time, and it acts as a heat protectant. Spray this very liberally throughout my hair. It smells really good as well. It smells like salon smell. I'm going to brush it through. My hair is a lot wetter than it usually would be when I start blow drying it. I don't do anything special with the rough dry. I'm just going to try get it to maybe like 75% dry. I'll come back when that's done. That's probably what I would say is about 70% rough dried. My main focus is getting the root quite dry, and I will just section it and do this bottom layer as well. But what I'm going to do now is add another heat protectant. Definitely don't need two, but it's better safe than sorry, and I really like this one. Again, it's another Lee Stafford product. It's Illuminate and Shine Anti-Humidity Treatment. I'm a big proponent of a lot of shine, so that's why I add this one. I'm going to brush it through and then just add it to the bottom layer. The middle layer is quite wet, so I'm just going to quickly blast that. I forgot to say that before you rough dry, that would be the time to put in any like volumizing products, mousses, sprays, or anything like that. I don't use any at the moment. I really struggle to find one that doesn't make my hair feel like claggy at the root, but Colour Wow do a really good one. That's a mousse. I think it's called the Bombshell. And Philip Kingsley do a great one that I have actually, but I only use it when I have a fringe, and I don't have a fringe at the moment. I've grown out my bangs, but that one is great. But again, it does leave like a bit of a residue in your hair. Blow drying your hair upside down as well. Great way to add like a bit of lift at the root. Right, hopefully you're still with me. I've done the bottom layer of my hair because it's easier to show you on the middle layer. So you're going to put your attachment on. This is part of my preservation for the week, my blowout preservation. Now on the Dyson, you can change the direction of the curl barrel, right? So you do this side away from your face, this side away from your face. I'm going to tell you to do all of it in the same direction. So I do the right side away from my face and the left side towards my face. So in effect, my curls are spiraling all the same way around. I personally prefer this. I think it looks a little bit more glam. It's like a bit more classic blowout. But also I do that even when I curl my hair, and it will make sense when I show you how I sleep with my hair wrapped to preserve my blowout. I say wrapped, but like up. I am actually going to do this on medium heat, and don't be precious about your sectioning. I don't find I am. I'm going to just brush out the section. I'll explain to you what I'm doing now because you won't be able to hear me. I take quite a small section. If you find that you're having trouble getting your curls to like get sucked in, try smaller sections, especially with the smaller barrel. It doesn't want to take so much hair. I start at the end, let it suck up into the barrel, and then I tend to move it up and down like this as the hair gets sucked in incrementally. This is just what I find works for me, and it feels a bit instinctual because as you do that, it creates a bit more tension and it means the hair is like properly secured in. Then when I get to about here, I start to roll the Dyson up just to create that tension. This already creates tension, but I feel like the tight tension is what gets it looking so shiny. I do it for about 30 seconds and then I do the cold shot for about 10. So when it's on, lift it up to the cold shot, you'll see me do it. And then I hold it in place and then turn it off and pull it off. And then I just slide the hair off the barrel and you can see it's super shiny. The cold shot helps with the setting, so if you feel like you can't get your Dyson curls to last, try that. I'll carry on with this side and then I'll show you once more on the other side because you'll be able to see it better. If your hair starts to dry out a little bit while doing this, just spritz it with a bit of water, it doesn't matter. Same again, 1 inch, couple of inches, let the hair tuck in at the bottom and then just like you're blow drying it with a brush, just kind of pull it out gently back up. I find this gets a much tighter tuck of hair as well into the barrel. If you find it's all bunching up in one place, what I tend to do as well so it dries a bit quicker is once it's in, I like spread the hair down the barrel. And then turn it off and just slide it off. Super shiny, super bouncy. It feels very lightweight. Another thing I do sometimes, but not all the time, I'm doing it for today's video, to preserve your blowout is pin curling it like this. I use these kinds of clips. I get them from like Sally's or like a hair shop. Pinning your curls just helps them set and cool in place. So even like 20 minutes is worth it. This also adds quite a lot of volume to your hair. But if you cannot be bothered to do this, or you find it really difficult, another way you can put your hair up to kind of let your curls set, and I'll show you that at the end, because not all the time I can be bothered to do this, to be honest, and there is 1,000 pin curling tutorials online, but this is just the way I find easiest. I stretch out the hair with that bit rolling inwards, just pinch it and hold it so you've got like a little circle essentially. You're just going to roll it back up in on itself and just keep grabbing and rolling until you reach the very top of your scalp. There is a much more professional hairdresser way of doing that, where you flick it and do it really quick and roll it back in on itself, but that's how I taught myself, and that's I think the easiest way for other people to grasp it. And then you just put a grip in and pin it in. There is an alternate way. Again, there's thousands of different ways to do this. So flick it so the tail is now facing upwards, and then just pinch it with your thumb and roll it like that. Obviously then the pin curl is on the top, so what I would do is literally just flip it like that. I found when I was starting that was much more secure for me, and it looks really messy, but who cares? Pin curling your hair is one of those things that like practice makes perfect, because when I first started doing it they were really messy and really loose, but to be honest it gets the job done. There'll be loads of other tutorials out there that are better than this. I scrounged together enough clips to just about make this work. I wouldn't usually put my fringe in a roller, but I just blow dry it in like a large section with this just to make it curly, and then I usually just pin it back from my face, but I thought a roller just looked more professional. I'm going to leave this in probably for like an hour just so that I can film and show you the results, and then we can talk about some other stuff like preservation. Right, I've left those pins in for about an hour and a bit. One's fallen out. I just about managed to make it work with what I had left. And then as I take them out, I am just going to brush them through. Don't panic when you brush them through, because they're going to look like the curl is dropping, but I promise it's not. I personally really like using like a boar bristle style brush for brushing them out, and I brush from the bottom up to the top. This just creates like a really nice soft wave. It might go a bit like poofy at the end, but it's fine, we'll sort it out. And you can see it's set really well, and we're just going to brush them out. We're going to do it as we take them out. I really like this style of brush. I'd love a Mason Pearson. My dad has one. He doesn't need one, but he won't give it to me. But it helps distribute the oils in your hair as well, so it leaves your hair really nice and shiny throughout the week. Even though it will look really fabulous now, my favourite hair is day 2 hair. I think this looks better once you've slept on it, because it can be a bit wild when you take it out. So I will give it like 10-15 minutes just to settle. It's going to be absolutely massive when you first take it out, like so bouncy. My fringe roller. It's a bit massive and unruly. I usually would wear this on the side, but it gives you so much volume in the fringe, which is what I like. Usually what I'll do as well is I take a little straightener to these bits just around my ears and around my hairline, just to smooth them out, because I can't really get that close to them with the Dyson. Like I mentioned earlier, there is an alternative method to pin curling, which I personally prefer to use 8 out of 10 times just because I'm lazy. So if you're struggling to get to grips with pinning your hair, or you just simply can't be bothered, this is why we curl it in the same direction. So imagine my hair is freshly Dysoned and I haven't brushed it through yet. I don't brush it through first. I'm going to flip my hair and just very loosely gather it all. It looks a bit bushy because I've brushed it out, but you're going to twist it in the same directions that you curled your hair. So because I did right side away, I'm going to twist it anti-clockwise. And you're just going to keep twisting till you get to the ends, and then you're just going to fasten it with a little grip, or you can do it with a satin scrunchie. Just fasten it very loosely, it doesn't need to be tight, and you can tease out your root a bit if you want. The higher it is on your head, the more volume you get, and then you can let your curls set like that. I like to do it at the back of my head, to be honest, but it's easier to show you on the top. So I sleep with it like this, usually with a scrunchie, not a grip. Alternately, a good way to do it is sleep with a low bun, because that's usually a little bit more comfortable, but you will lose some of the volume. That's how I sleep with it. And it keeps the curls perfectly throughout the week. Obviously they will become a bit looser, but they do end up just keeping that nice Hollywood wave shape. One thing I do like to do is just like a tiny little pump of oil, like barely any oil or finishing serum, whatever you have, just run it through the ends. Sometimes the ends get a bit unruly where you've brushed it with that kind of brush, and I think it just sleeks everything out and like brings the curl clumps back together. Don't touch around your face or your fringe. Any finishing oil will be good. I'm using the Colour Wow Pop and Lock High Gloss Finish, but you you don't necessarily need that one. I hope that was helpful for you all. That is my finished final Dyson curly blowout look. I also do intend to be transparent and say that a lot of your hair health, although it's in your control and your hair quality and thickness, a lot of it does just come down to genetics. So while I do have a lovely hair routine, I use good products, I take really good care of my hair, I would be lying if I said that I didn't have a very good genetic foundation for hair to start with. I don't want to sound rude when I say that, but I think there's a lot of people online that kind of sell you a dream with how you can achieve hair like theirs when actually they had an amazing head of hair to start with. I think what's been really, really useful for learning how to do my hair and looking after my hair and going on this like healthy hair journey has been following and watching tutorials of people who have very similar hair type to me. So low porosity, like coarse, wavy hair, and a lot of it. There's so much information out there that I know it can get a bit overwhelming, but learning to like tailor your content to hair that is like yours is so beneficial. And yeah, like I said today, all of these products that I've used are products that I like to use. Not all of them are necessary, not all of them will be good for your hair type. This tutorial would look very different for someone with very naturally curly or coily hair. So I think just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And hopefully this was more about like the Dyson than the hair health, but I've shown you what I use at the moment, my methods for getting my Dyson blowout to last, like how I get the best out of my Dyson. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been useful, and I'm sorry if it's been really long. I am such a yapper. I'll put all my other socials in the description box below if you want to follow me on other platforms. And thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, please drop a like or a subscribe. You might like my other content that I do. I upload a new YouTube video every single Sunday and every other Wednesday. See you on the next video.